What was your wrestling background in high school, John Paul?
So I wrestled all 4 years. My dad put me in wrestling, obviously, because of MMA. He wanted me to have some sort of an understanding of wrestling.
You already knew in high school you wanted to fight MMA?
It was my dad's plan since I was like
He's like, this is like
A prodigy for
from
the family.
sperm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dad always wanted you to be a fighter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So my dad, he's a black belt under Hoist Gracie, and he was Hoist Gracie's coach during through Pride. And
Did you not know this?
No, I didn't know that.
No, the lineage.
I did not
is
know that.
Crazy with Jean
That's
Paul.
insane.
Yeah. So I've been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu since I was like 3 years old, competing since I was 5.
You're not Brazilian though, right?
No.
Okay.
I speak Portuguese, but I'm not.
How did he
Brazilian.
get connected with Hoist Gracie?
Through the Gracie family.
How did he get connected to the Gracie family?
He started training jiu-jitsu under Helio, Hoist's dad.
Wow.
And then
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Like
Hoist.
Oh, you're like
Top of the tree.
Yeah, top of the tree.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a part of my whole life. So
And so growing up, did he have you training like as a kid?
oh yeah,
Everything.
Yeah. 5 a.m. before school with adults, and then go to school.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, and then after school, come teach classes for 2 hours, and then train from 6 to 7 p.m.
Let me ask you, as a teen, and I'm not encouraging any kind of negative talk towards your father, but
Yeah.
that's a lot, right?
Oh, 100%.
And I think if I was doing that, I think my wife would be like, let him live his life a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you feel a lot of pressure there? And was there any kind of discussions like that? It was like, let the child breathe a little bit.
Yeah. So my parents got divorced when I was really young.
Yeah.
And I was too much for my mom to handle. So she shipped me off to my dad. And so there was really no like...
No dialogue like that.
No. It was
Yeah.
like, this is what you're doing. You don't have a choice. And yeah, when I was a kid, it was definitely really, really tough. But now look at me, you know?
Yeah.
Like
No, of course.
It paid off
Discipline.
tenfold.
Yeah.
So
100%.
I think there's definitely more of a balance, you know, of like when I have a kid, I might, you know, maybe not.
Yeah.
But no, I'm grateful for it. It's what got me here, and especially like growing up in, you know, a beautiful area like the Southern California. You know, you don't get a lot of guys that want to become fighters. You know, you just want to coast and go to college or whatever. But because I had that tough upbringing, you know, I feel like I have that dog in me a little bit.
Yeah, his jiu-jitsu is ridiculous.
Yeah. No,
It's
I know your
absolute-
jiu-jitsu is
I-
ridiculous.
to be honest,
I was
it's all
talking to-
around fighting skills. I mean,
I was talking to Jason House about him, and Jason, I mean, John Paul knows this. They've been hyping this kid up since he was in Dana White Contender Series to me.
I think I did your Contender Series fight, or maybe it was your UFC debut, and it was like a rock star showed up. Like the talking about the Apex, the crowd, the noise, the cheering for this guy when he walked out. He had a whole fan base there. It was
Everybody
wild.
showed up.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Was it fun?
It was a special moment. Yeah.
Did that cause a lot more nerves than needed, or no?
No,
You were
I
ready
think I
for it?
thrived.
Nah, he was cool,
I
man.
thrived.
That's so crazy because it kind of reminds me of like a Aaron Pico story.
Yeah.
How Pico was
Yeah.
kind of like this prodigy as a kid, and then he was kind of built into it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see how people handle it. I feel like Pico's a phenomenal guy, but kind of like the same trajectory as a kid.
He was someone I looked up to. You know,
no way.
Because he was.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
Okay,
How old
cool.
is Pico?
Yeah, he's a little bit older. Yeah.
A little older than me. And, you know, it's hard not to compare when you're a kid. You know, you see a guy that's a couple years older than you coming up, fighting in Bellator, getting these crazy knockouts and stuff like that. So he was a guy that I really looked up to, and I was like, yeah, I want to be like that. So,
But I got
So
two
you
more-
had that same drive though, that your father wanted you to fight, but you
Yeah.
also had that.
oh, 100%.
Amazing.
So when I turned,
No, you're good.
when I turned 18, I turned 19, I went pro. And once I went pro, my dad and I kind of went separate ways. He became more dad instead of coach and everything like that. And since my pro career, I've pretty much done this like by myself, so to speak.
Yep.
Obviously with my coaches and team and stuff like that. But yeah, I was forced into it. And then when I went pro, I started to learn to love it myself and want to do it for myself. But in the same breath, like, what else am I going to do?
Yeah.
You know, like I'm already so invested in this my entire life. Like, I'm just glad that I found a way to love it myself.
Well, so far it's going well.
Yeah, and so far it's working out.
His last fight, and I'm not making fun of it. It was a good line. It was a good line. I said, just remind me again. What's like your little like lineage of jiu-jitsu? He goes, child prodigy.
As you should. Have a little bit of moxie there, dude. A little edge. I love it.
No, but it wasn't that. It was like, you know, Bo Nickel
Yeah.
speaks with such authority, but
Yeah.
it's not from an arrogant standpoint. It's like,
the truth.
here's what I'm
he has
capable
the pedigree to
Here's
match it.
what I've done.
Here's his
That's the
accolades.
way he meant it. There was no cockiness in it.
I hate to always bring up this guy. Somehow he's always involved, but Luke always gets into Bo Nickel. So I brought Bo
Does he
Nickel
really?
here. Yeah. So I brought Bo Nickel here.
Of course.
And they got into it at RAF. They almost fought. So like behind the curtain.
Yeah.
But Luke always is like, oh, he's always, talking about what he does or what he did or whatever. You got to become a world champion. I'm like, Luke, dude, the guy is such a highly accomplished college wrestler. And to most people, there is no UFC for wrestling. So to them, that's like winning a UFC championship belt. It's like if you go win something in college as a wrestler, that's it. That's like the high. I mean, obviously there's the Olympics and worlds and stuff, but college D1 wrestling, NCAA is insane.
Yeah.
And to go out and win a belt and to win a title in college, like he's looking at Luke like, are you high? Like, dude, I'm just as accomplished as you. And that rubs people off the wrong way. But Bo, even when he was on the pod, he's very like Bisbee said, he's not saying it from an arrogant place. He's just saying, yo, here's the facts. I'm ready to go be the best in the world. Here's what I've done, and I'm one of the best. Same with you. Like you could sense the air of confidence versus the air of cockiness, and I feel like it's a really fine line that some people know how to walk. I think you do a great job with it. I have two things. Number one is Usman is the hottest free agent in the sport right now.
Can I just ask one more question?
Yeah.
How is it now with your dad? Now that someone spending a lifetime raising you like that, instilling that discipline, getting you out of bed at 5 a.m., wanting this for you, nurturing,
Great question.
teaching you, but then you turn pro and you're like, see you later, Dad.
Great question.
And now you're with a team, and like, if that was me, I'd like, this motherfucker. And also I'd be like, well, you got the win, but you could have finished him. You could have done this. You could have done that. What are these coaches? Is there any of that?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your dad's a better man than me.
Or at least he's not showing it, but I think more than anything, when I go out there, I have his last name. I'm going out there. I'm representing him, representing everything that we've done collectively together. So I think it's just a balance of me being my own individual because it was always like us together growing up. So now it's a little bit more just I'm doing this now, but in the same breath, like it's his blood that's running through my veins, and I think more than anything, he's just proud, he's proud of me.
Yeah.
Does he ever show up to camps? Try to get involved or no?
No. And honestly, like I kind of like that.
Yeah.
But to a certain extent also, and I respect this, is like his job is done.
Yeah.
He brought you to where you are now.
Yeah.
And now it's the next phase in your life where you, as a man, forge your own path.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Which is when people can go do it on their own. I mean, I think that's like your son. Your son tried to fight without using your last name. He wanted to do it on his own, which is respectable. You can respect someone who doesn't want the freebie, right? Like a lot of people talk about people being spoon-fed or, buying black belts or like when people have the ability to shortcut and they don't, I think that's super respectable.